some of these stuffs are looking like a little bit blurry. I want to kind of like talk tonight without my glasses and see how much of the stuffs I can do without my glasses. So, as you are joining us, after reading the caption of the broadcast, read the description of the broadcast as well. Then like it, share it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Mayegun today, Mayegun is live. And thank you. Again, if you have shared the broadcast, I'll say thank you, by the way, right? So again, we are going to continue from almost where we stopped earlier today. If you joined us during the brunch time, yeah, if we kind of make up the number tonight, we may have, we may take calls at some point, So thank you very much for joining me once again. And tonight, we sort of like have two breaking news that can be tagged as broken news. The first one, right, putting an end to the speculation that, Atiku might be stepping down for Peter Obi. Today, Atiku's team have now confirmed that the 79-year-old Atiku will be contesting for the Nigeria presidency in 2027. So that kind of like triggered other reactions. Okay, for instance, for those who knows Atiku very well, right? It is believed that once he throw his hat, in the ring, he's obviously going to get the ticket, sort of, because the game plan, or should I say, the political kind of like a game plan in that contraption, is not always as as most people call themselves experts, right? It is not as simple and as straightforward. Some of them will put it, because most of them won't be that honest. So the real sort of, factors, I'll use factors. The real factors that determines who becomes what in their politics in Nigeria are those they call the delegates. So the delegates, right, would follow. There's those who would choose to become the candidate or the presidential candidate of the party. And in Nigeria, it is not about your manifesto. It is not about your ideas or what have you. It is mostly how deep your pocket is, or the pocket of your sponsor. In 2014, when the Tifnumbus and Atikus of this world were jostling to grab power in Nigeria, they needed the alleged 12 or so million votes of Bukwari. So they wanted him to be their candidate. However, Atiku's ambition was on the way. It was his ambition that sort of like triggered the complete breakup of PDP to start with. So Tifnumbu and others, including Amechi, they were able to pull billions of naira, and we are talking about millions of dollars together for Bukwari to bribe the then APC delegates. So Atiku's dollar and Tifnumbu and others dollars, they were clashing. Atiku was alleged to have paid more at the time. Atiku was offering them $5,000, while Tifnumbu and others, they were offering the delegates on their own, or those who were supposed to be loyal to them, they were still paid $3,500. This was in 2014. So right now, I don't think Peter Obi would have such a deep pocket to challenge Atiku, except maybe like they did for Bukwari. Yeah. They will come together, put the stolen money and all of that together, paid their own delegates to see if they can beat Atiku to it. Because right now, he is running and he's so confident that he's going to get it. Like, who else is going to get it? That's what Atiku will say. Because in their own camp, their own offer is that, in case if you have heard about it somewhere too, right? So here is their own theory. Atiku was given 6.9 million votes. Peter Obi was given 6.1, was it? 6.1 million. If you add the two together, that's a 13 million. So no matter what anyone feels, the only way to remove Tinubu is to bring Atiku and pair him with Obi so that they can fuse their votes together and get rid of Tinubu. The theory that a lot of people have sort of like poke holes in, like, no, don't get deluded. Peter Obi's supporters are never going to support anyone else in that, and I mean, en masse in that way they did in 2023, if Peter Obi is not the candidate of the party. So forget that. And similarly, there's a chance that Atiku's supporters would not vote for Peter Obi if it's the candidate is not for Atiku. So how they are going to wriggle through that is probably like a waited to be seen. But right now, to you, especially the obedient, sorry, I'm already having, I hate it when things look so too blurry. So this one works well for me, right? It's like, it gives me kind of like a wide eye. And I've got this very nice eyesight. I mean, sorry, eyeballs and eyesight, they say, but it's not long sight, so I could barely see things too far. And I hate it when I get to be seeing shadow. Sorry about that. So to you, the obedient, especially, remember what I said when they announced their coalition talk and the rest at the time. I said, number one, if you ended up going into any coalition with these rogues as obedient, match with them, you must be prepared for two things. The first one is that you will be prepared to defend the same criminals that actually like motivated you to demand for a new Nigeria. That's, your slogan, New Nigeria is possible. Because you wanted the country led by a principled person, a group of patriotic people, sympathetic leaders, and whatever description of your kind of leadership. And Obi fitted into that to some extent, right? So going into coalition with them means somehow, you are probably going to not want to call El Rufaya a terrorist or a terrorist, sponsor or sympathizer. You're going to get compromised because in the long run, these are the crooks that if you want them to back Obi, it simply means there'll be some level of a compromise in the process because you all know what you are delving into. You're delving into the, into the pond of sharks who don't give anything just for free, as you must know. So what does that mean? Simply means that if you are going to delve into them, you are going to have to play like them or enable whatever they are offering to play, for instance, money. So one thing that the obedient and Peter Obi and his followers achieved in 2023 was to demystify about two things. One, Northern Nigeria decides who become president in Nigeria. That is no longer true. And then number two, that you need a lot of money to get people to vote for you, right? That has also been proved to be wrong. So now you would have to actually match with people who believes in money. They don't In fact, the main reason why they possibly just detest Obi is because he keeps telling them that they give shishi. And you are going to probably agree with me that most of those who are publicly today abusing him were most of those who once praised him. But the moment he said he wanted to be president, it spoiled business for majority of them, meaning they couldn't really get the real gig they normally get every now and then. Him becoming a presidential candidate in this regard, or even an aspirant, right, makes most of them to probably hate him. So in this case, even if he is not spending it, you probably will have to watch the thieves use their stolen money to bribe other criminals called delegates in order to, and that is not going to come for free. Do you understand? So it's like making a deal with the devils at the same time trying to be without sin. So I said that it is not to judge you, because more or less, like, as you remain their nightmare, is why I'm putting my money on you. But you just need to be very clear what you are getting involved in. So if Atiku is expected to go all the way, as he is currently doing, rather than, relate with people, because Atiku himself, like Tifnumbu and co, they don't have real loyalists. They don't have real, sort of like a real followers. These are people who are either benefited from him, benefiting right now, or looking forward to benefiting from him. So nothing is free relating with them, and they know it. So to the rest of you who probably want to do everything like patriotically, so you are going to end up in a game that you would not be deciding. I don't know if I'm actually getting it complicated for you, explaining this, right? But in the coming days, maybe in the coming weeks, yeah, there will be more clarity. You get what I mean? And so if Atiku has declared to, to like regular political watchers, that simply means that, everybody will go back to their drawing board and redraw again, whatever that means. For them in PDP, right, they met in Abuja today. Okay, remember they were in Zamfara. Their governors were in Zamfara. So they called their NEC meeting in Abuja today and affirmed Damagum, their current acting chairman, as their substantive chairman, which means he's now like chairman. So not acting until when they conduct their convention in November. Again, this would be like 2 actions in 2 days, that decisions were made without Wiriwike. Remember that Wiriwike's group have already pulled out of their November convention to choose their leadership and whatever. So now that their NEC has made another decision to ratify that, and at the same time to affirm Damagum, and they have gone as far as announcing that they are zoning their presidential ticket to the southern part of Nigeria. There's a bit to unwrap from that. But the ceremony, in short, PDP.
We now take the oath of office as contained in the schedule of our Constitution. So they say after me. Choose to affirm. You say after me.
Yes.
And I affirm that I should be
well-being and prosperity of the party and the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I shall strive to pursue, enhance, and achieve the ends and objectives of the party as contained in the Constitution and the Constitution. I shall not allow my personal interest to influence my official decisions. And in all circumstances, I shall provide to all the members of the party and in all manner of things, according to law without fear affection or evil. And I shall not directly or indirectly communicate or reveal to anybody any matter which shall be brought to my attention or who shall become known to me as an officer of the party, except as may be required for the due discharge of my duties. And I shall devote myself to the service and well-being of the people of the state.
Thank you very much. Our appointed chairman has taken his oath of office, so he is hereby confirmed as the standing chairman from today. And let me make the contact to congratulate the man.
To thank every one of you who have made this possible today. Before now, I thought what we were doing were not being appreciated. This gesture is not to only me, but to the entire end of this. What I owe it to them to have navigated this party this far. I want to remind us that we came at a time when things are very hard, but to the glory of the Lord, we still are intact, one individual party. And I no doubt this has facilitated this gesture. I thank all NEC members, all PDP members that are here and at home. Thank you very much.
I'll save you your time. So the guy beside him so the guy behind him on the right, that's Anyanwu. That is with the weakest guy. This Damagon himself, is with the weakest guy, but somehow he has collected from with the wicked because probably he's not acting the script very well. So you see that video reminds me of that popular true acronym of a PDP, that people deceiving people. Inside that room, more than 2/3 of them are for Tifnumbu. The rest of them, the remaining 1/3, right? They are where? Everybody's just lost in the entire whole illusion, like just play along and all that. A political party that was supposed to be the main opposition political party in Nigeria, and Tifnumbu treated them so trashily that he suspended a governor, suspended senator. They did so much that would have ordinarily triggered a party that was in power for 16 years, but they have been so decimated. And the majority are just using the PDP as the vehicle to continue their own chattel, in their own trade. And I think that's what is about to play out too, you know. So they have zoned their ticket to the south. The problem now be say, who will come be the southern candidate of PDP that has no link to Tifnumbu? Can you look around? Anyone? Because I am not that brainy. So you get the bandwidth of my own brain, get as much as far as it can go. Some of you are pretty much like you've got this bigger, larger bandwidth, right? What do you think PDP can look out for in the southern part of